So we got my 448 here, and we just took the overdrive housing off with the transmission here. We'll start tearing it down and building it up from scratch, and we'll go ahead and clean all the parts together, and we'll get it all set in, so follow along.
A little heat on the inside.
Yeah. These guys. Take this guy off. Take this snap ring. What do we got for snap ring pliers here? Take our overdrive clutch packs. This guy got like a big 800-pound spring in it, right? Yeah. Where's your press?
Over in the press.
Okay. Set it right in here?
Yep.
Both of those puppies out of there. So this here is also wouldn't it be a factory clutch count?
Yeah.
Because it has two snap rings, right?
Yeah, whenever you have just one and one, then you have to expand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes it switch straight off.
Yeah. Big spring in her.
It's bigger.
Yeah. Don't look too bad.
No. And then this planetary and this upper stratus, I'm not strapping. If this stays in there and falls out, it will explode.
Oh yeah.
And we got two snap rings, one there. And then it pops out. And that's all right. Two sit like real high, and it's still stuck in it. It makes it actually harder to get out.
Oh, okay.
So I usually just. The thing is, I usually put snapping pliers inside the.
You want me to just put this anywhere, or
Yeah,
what?
you put 3/8 bolts in the back.
Yeah. Go ahead and take the pump out. Doesn't matter to me. Either way, she's coming apart.
I can show you the easier way. You know, a lot quicker.
Milky Way. Get the valve body out. Ah, this thing's pretty much stock.
Yeah.
All right. Oh. Butterfingers. Yeah, tranny fingers. Take out our second gear strut and anchor.
Alright, so now that you got that out, the easiest way to get that pump out is literally just to tap it one time.
There's a pump.
When we're trying to do a lot of them at one time, like
Yeah, I guess you gotta pump out some
5
number.
minutes on the pump pull or
Yeah.
one tap, and it doesn't hurt anything.
No.
Everything's still.
Band is kind of cooked.
That back's gonna get one snap ring on it. I usually put my hand over the other side and then pop it with the other side.
Like this?
Yeah, I like support.
The reverse drum.
Sprag at the bottom.
Yeah, the spray. Yeah.
They're not hard to put that together. It's just fall and then
Yeah.
lose all of it. I usually just put it inside of there. That way it's.
There. Okay.
Tapping it.
Yeah. There we go. All my hard parts out and case is empty. Oh, these are kind of cooked. Got two snap ring here. And then a little Teflon ring, beveled spring, a cage, and this is a ply piston. Seal will look fine.
And then if it gets stuck, you can just kind of work it and
Yeah.
get your springs to release itself.
Yeah, dude. Take the pump apart. This is your pump. Helps you push the fluid.
We've done it before with this.
So now that we got this 48 all torn apart here, we're gonna start assembling it with all the goodies. We're gonna do the Mega Comp is what Suncoast calls it. So this is their 2,000 plus horsepower transmission. So we're gonna start assembling it while the case gets painted. And then after the case gets done painted, we'll assemble it into the transmission here. Then we're putting the 29 spline output on there. This is the billet intermediate. So this is the 35 spline input. And then when you put a bigger input in, you also need a different stator assembly. So our stator assembly is in here. And this stator support goes onto the oil pump on the front. And so this is most of our hard parts that we're upgrading. We'll also upgrade the drum and a few other things. So this is a billet steel direct drum that doesn't shatter under 10,000 RPM like the factory one does, and has a larger ply rate. So this upgrades your direct drum on it.
And the problem is this bearing doesn't usually slide on this piece.
Uh-huh.
So, well, I don't have the tool over here.
Snap ring back on the output shaft there.
This field goes that way. Up.
Okay.
There.
Put the ply piston on. This guy goes like this. Mm-hmm.
You might just want to put a little bit of transmission fluid on it, or you can spray it with WD-40, whichever you like.
Soak those clutches, both sides. There. New retainer for once we have our springs in.
This servo kit gives you 2 Teflon rings,
Mm-hmm.
but I like the factory servo had a cast iron ring up here,
Mm-hmm.
and I like to keep a cast iron ring there. The Sonics kit makes this hole that you can still put a cast iron ring in. I like to use one cast iron ring. They give you the groove for it,
Mm-hmm.
and then put the one Teflon ring in it like they asked you to. And you just stretch it minimally in the groove. And probably should put this on first. There's the groove on your hands. And take that and just resize it with that, see?
Oh yeah.
Just use that as a resizing tool. When we get the case, we'll talk about the hole in the bottom of the case. There's a hole in the bottom of the servo where this goes. And if you didn't have these O-rings on it, the ply oil would leak down the outside of this. It'd be very minimal, but it would leak, and it would leak out the bottom of the hole.
We met George?
Yeah. Just fill the grooves. It all depends on the calibration. You know, you can make a manual valve body, and you can still make it shift soft.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be killer. But where do you want it to be?
Not soft. I want it to feel like it shifts. Not too hard, but
You don't worry about that, young man. It'll shift. You don't worry about that. Just take that, put that there and like that, and you put that there. And the diaphragm spring you had over there. Now you take this here, see the dish in that?
Mm-hmm.
That there fatigues. When it's brand new, it's one height.
Oh yeah.
As it gets older, it shrinks. And as it shrinks, this is what happens. So we make a piston that, this is 790. We make a piston that's 815 and 840.
Mm-hmm.
It was made to take up that because we can go get a new spring. It could be looser than that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have to find you a billet piston for that. And we'll start with an 815 when I get that.
Voila. So when you're doing a 48 swap on your late third or fourth gen Cummins with a 68 truck, or what that used to be a 68, or even if you're doing it with an ASIN, you have to go with a 29 spline output shaft, since the factory 48 output shaft will not spline into the 68 RFET case. Guy in there. I've done a couple, but there's always more. There's always.
See, you look at that, the spring pushes rollers up the ramp.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's one way to tell on all clutches that it goes up the ramp.
Now it acts as a one-way clutch. And this is your 800-pound spring you have to compress when you take your overdrive clutches out.
You saw what we did here, right? There was a lip in there.
Yeah, what did you...
Took it out. And I'll show you why I took it out. Okay, and you see this here?
Mm-hmm.
And you look down that spline right here.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it? Right there?
Oh, okay, yep.
It's not riding there. See right there? That spot right there? That's the unworn spot. When you're pushing it in, when this thing goes like this, that goes in there, that comes up, and that can maybe make something that it doesn't want to come back.
Mm.
But why we did this here is this gets a little wobbly in here like that. See how
Mhm.
close that is? See how close that is? Well, that lip is right there. I cut it out, but this spring gets in there, and then it could bind on that lip. What's it cause? No reverse. If it doesn't go down straight, it'll make its own threads. Now we can put the other bearing on. So you're going to start with one of these on that.
Mhm.
So now see this is here, it's got a step on it.
Yeah.
Step goes on here, so it goes down and covers that. A lot of people put that on backwards. So this starts with a friction, and the frictions don't rotate on this, so that there, the one side is just acting as a spacer.
Okay.
So alternate that, so you get 9 steels, 10 frictions, because you're starting with one first.
Right.
These are not coaling, so they don't need to be.
Mm-hmm.
We take that snap ring, we throw it away, and we replace it with this snap ring. Okay, so you saw how that was loose with that.
Mm-hmm.
So now, we put that in there. See how tight that is?
Yep.
Now, that might be enough. We can get away with it because it's tight now.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to show you one thing first before we go that far. Because you change this, take this here. Now see where that piston's at? See where it's at now. So
Mm-hmm.
okay, so now you look down here. Is this clutch going to fall off the end? That's what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So now that's right there. So if we put a steel down there, because we like to know how much bite it has,
Mm-hmm.
you're never going to run a clutch on that by itself. Anyway, but you're checking the height to make sure that you have enough room right there. So whatever steel you put on there is going, what do you put? They're 68 to 70 or an 85 thousandths steel down here first. That's going to hold that up, that spline that much.
Mm-hmm.
So now we'll put this out there. Step back. A lot of guys don't check that, and they put it together, and they got a clutch riding out in outer space. Because how much end play are you going to put in the transmission? That's at least 70 thousandths in there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you put 50 thousandths end play in this unit, it's not going to fall off. So that's where you got to check this here. Now you can put that together. We check this height, we know we're good,
Mm-hmm.
and we're good to put that together because now we know that that's got preload on it.
Yeah.
Now it may have flexed up a little bit. We might not have any clutch clearance when we're done with whatever snap ring we got. We may, as long as we have a snap ring that's available, we'll just make that work
Size
a
it
little
here.
bit higher up. Because this is a cantilever. This multiplies this push 1.5 times. So yeah, you can have 2,600 pounds of force on that set of clutches. It goes lip faces the oil, like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a tool, something like this, to line these clutches up.
I usually just eyeball it and then so far has worked.
Well, God bless you. But since you probably told me that, the next one might give you a headache. No, I just do this because you know when you pull one off a truck, and if you slam it on the bench, it'll make it vibrate and then put that bottom planetary out of alignment.
Mm-hmm.
I really hate that.
Yeah, I found that out once too. Voila. Playing my favorite song to it. Sheesh. Sounds good.
When everything is correct, this height, everything's about this height. This center spline to the top of this piece here.
Mm-hmm.
We still ain't got our painted parts yet, huh?
Nope.
I guess I gotta go find them. Let's see how this. So it's the correct snap ring for here. See, it's got the double flats
Mm-hmm.
and how wavy it is. This snap ring goes here. See this here, this is the original high clutch wavy one or direct clutch wavy one. It's got a flat and a notch. Sometimes they put that down there, but it don't go like that because it needs this much pressure. This here, that sits like that, and then this sits here. And right down here is a little lip. See that lip down there? That's where that sits. See, and that fits pretty good like that. So this might just work just right. And this really doesn't care which direction it goes. I like to put them back in the direction they come apart, but it don't care. You can find metal ones, and you can, I'm not over yet. And yes, we will soak them after we're done. We don't have to line up those slots. That's for a machine, and the machine fills this drum. And you can check this pressure plate on the case to see how much dish it has.
Mm-hmm.
So you just put it on the bell housing and just press it and say, you're allowed a little bit of flex, but not a lot. Just machine flat. You see the step?
Yep.
Right there?
Mm-hmm.
So when that gets that step, and then you see the wear on the snap ring,
Oh yeah.
you take this here, and because this thing is such a pain in the ass, there. So you put that there on that ledge. Now that becomes the stop for that bearing. But now sometimes those ledges aren't always in the same spot, or they don't have so much wear back there. So now you gotta take the wear side and put it this way. That will get a lot of gear train to come up a little bit. So like that.
Because if I'm not mistaken, if that all wears out in there, then your total end play at the end is going to be too much.
When this transmission develops end play, it's because of that, or because of that washer we took off, that spacer we took off there yesterday. That makes end play, and this makes end play. So see, this is a little worn down. But that's okay because you're putting 3 billet shafts in it, so the end play is going to be really screwed up anyway. So you usually have to put a skinny one of these on anyhow. Now you can put this on there, and the reason we put the seal in first is easier because it's without, this ain't in the way. to work around. And if you put that in, that there, and then put the seal in, laying on the bench, it'll probably fall out. The vibrations would knock it out. What are you doing? Put that there.
Oh, you want? Oh,
Just lift that onto there.
oh yeah, that's a lot easier.
Instead of turning it over.
So we're eliminating one with wavy snap ring, and then this pressure plate is also cut down, and that gives us room for one more added clutch. That small?
Because that needs not to be on the bench, but check the plate first.
Oh.
Now you get the piston and the shim, and that looks perfect.
How much end plate is there supposed to be?
Between 90 and 100,
Okay.
because you have everything's flat in there.
Mm-hmm.
So when this applies, with this distance here, that's how much clearance is going to be inside the direct clutch. Okay, your overdrive unit's done now. I fully greased the groove last night. Use a Teflon here, and just take the stator support and put it over. This clutch clearance is bare minimum 80 thousandths to 140. This bushing is finished in place.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's changed this bushing before, so I would just run it because it's a bronze bushing
Mm-hmm.
and they're finished in place. So when you install a new one, now it's off center. So it's better to have a loose, correct bushing than a new off center with too much clearance bushing in it. We're going to change the front seal.
There we go. So this is the vent port. We're just plugging this up so that it doesn't burp out of there, because they like to burp out of there.
Loctite on your seal and knock it in. Blow it out and then put the factors in. There's your gears. If you rebuild it,
Mm-hmm.
16 to 18. case. Stick your fingernail in there, you can see that feel this race moved up. And you tap it back down. And you have to hold your hand on it. Otherwise, when you tap it, if you don't hold it, your hand on it, it'll come back up
Oh.
from the shock.
Mm-hmm.
So now,
Is this gonna pop everywhere?
it'll spring up a little bit.
There we go.
Throw the spring away.
Throw the spring away.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah, you can stick it all in as an assembly. I personally like putting a hole because that way I know what's in there.
So like this.
And just take something and push it down.
There we go.
There's your spring. I want to show the difference in the spring, what came out versus what you.
Yeah, where's the other one that came out? So this one's a lot softer than this one.
Yes.
What's the stock pound spring?
About 25.
And the one we're upgrading? 125.
A little bit more.
There you go. This is the cover right here. Like so.
Take this here and we stake it. You look and make sure it's clear. You can see light through it. And then this ball rattles.
Perfect. Gaskets. How much?
10. Lay it on its side and we put the sprag, the rear band, the rear drum, and the supplement. That drum's in there.
Like this?
Black metal.
I'm good.
Now lay it down on the water. The problem with new band is they stretch like crazy because they're not round. But now, when suppose you got all that stuff out of there, you put those two shims in there. That piston can go flush with this, and the sucker will still work. Where if it went flush with this and still had that on it, it wouldn't have enough tension to apply the band with the weight of the vehicle to back up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now flip that up.
Apply piston. Like this?
Flip that.
Like that? Make sure these nipples are lined up. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna put a little sticker on there so I can slide it on. Now we got rid of the vent in the front, so now this is your vent. It's gonna go in the back.
Okay.
It's got an oil slot in it.
Mm-hmm.
Put it like that. It may pump oil this way here. Makes it a little less, gives it a little bit of resistance. You can put that on any which way you want. I'll get you a screwdriver. Put the chrome shim there. Put some stickum on it. Alright, so you got that stuck. Now you stick that in there. Without having to fight with other things. It don't matter, we're not going to affect it. Hey, that's down all the way. Did you get it to come up a little bit?
Maybe like very little bit, like 10 thou.
Just got to be in there.
I don't know, 30.
Because it's going to go down a little bit, but you have to. It has to be on the loose side because these billet parts grow.
That works too.
Only because the drum gets in your way when you get down there.
Yeah.
That washer that's inside. Put all your stuff on here to seal it up. Pump O-ring. The gasket goes in the correct position now. You can put a little. Gotta be sparing with it. So put a big globs in those holes. Don't be bashful. They don't rush in that shit here yet. Okay, put these in those holes.
What does this do?
Keeps them plugs from coming loose. And then when somebody takes it apart a year or two from now, they say, what the hell's this all about?
I can put it in now? Beauty. Billet anchor and strut. snug, and then 1 3/4.
1.5. Well, about a 1/4 inch pull on everything turns. As long as it all turns, it's good. A 48 does not have a second gear position in the bell button.
Oh.
So you will turn a 48 into a manual. It don't work. Everything you're not supposed to do is drill bit. It's okay, it's gonna get better. See, when it goes to third, oil has to come in here, go up these holes in this plate, run across the top of here and come back down. Now it don't have to. So that's third gear. Now, because we want to get the band off faster,
What's that for?
that's to make fourth faster.
That's also to make fourth faster.
This is, if this oil comes through here, goes up this hole, it comes up here, goes across the back of here, it comes up there, goes into this cavity, comes up here and here, goes across this quick fill valve. Get rid of it.
What does this do?
Huh?
What does this do?
Stops oil from going up them holes.
Oh, okay.
Just put your weld and be done with it. Now, this is the big trick. This allows you to downshift back to low. Get it back to first gear. You can do this on a manual or anything you want to get back to first gear. If you're going to go home and burn plates, then you can leave the holes out of the plates. You put the two balls here, they're going to act as check balls going to this. So they'll check. I put the piston in it just in case they get lazy or something and they want to leak. It's just going to be there. But this is going to speed up fourth gear going here and here into this cavity because it has to go around here and come up through this hole, to get the fourth gear. It comes up. Second gear oil is going to come in and stroke this. It's going to be here for this solenoid to operate this valve. Fourth gear is going to be right here. This drive oil is going to operate the overdrive when it's in forward. It won't work in reverse because you can't turn overdrive in reverse. You can't overdrive reverse because it has a sprag in it. That's third. This is blocked, so we have manual first. Okay, this here fed, came across, it fed the shift valve.
Mm-hmm.
This feeds the shift valve. This, once the shift valve strokes over to here, it comes up and it goes to here. Now it takes off and goes up. So it goes up these two. Well, it's going to come back down this one and this one. So getting this out of the way opens all that shit up. So you got more oil going across there.
And what about the other ones?
This one,
Yeah.
this feeds this. This is third also, because this comes across, if this comes up here, comes in the backside of here, comes across the top of this here, and goes here and feeds that. This comes across and feeds that. So we got remove the orifice. You still have a second gear orifice. It's 110 now instead of being the size of that hole. And now all that shit we did will allow us to open this hole up. On a 48, you can't open this hole up very large because a 48, they don't make too much oil pressure. So we're going to make it work like a 47.
And we just made it work like a 47 now?
I changed these two parts,
Yeah.
the 47 parts. I need this to stay open. See how this is going across here right now like that?
Mm-hmm.
That's open. And I need it to stay there because if it shuts off, this means it's regulating.
Mm.
We don't want it to regulate. They made it shorter.
Mm.
Okay? That's the distance we're missing.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be even with this. And that stays open, see?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's max TV. Okay, so that's first, manual low. Second, that's third. See, well, I guess it'll be okay. Because when you put it in park, it goes all the way down here. You see, when that's in park. Now, this is how much you got. That's how much the oil is going on. See, that there is an opening there.
Mm-hmm.
It's letting it out. It's making back pressure. It does it there in park, and then that's reverse, and then that's neutral. So this oil will get around somewhere else, but it really needs to be out of there. See, the drive would be right there. Because if oil back pressure, you know, these things leak. They're not sealed up.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they got oil pans. And because it makes back pressure in here when it exhausts through. If it can't get out here good enough, then it could creep the rear band on. It's going to be in third gear. Once the shift valve switches, it won't matter. But if it builds up enough pressure in this circuit, then yeah, it could make that valve creep up. This is why Chrysler doesn't fill in park, because that oil leaks out past there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it will get some, but it doesn't get a lot. You know, we just worry about, when it's in drive, we just worry about back pressure, pushing that out. See, Still got light coming through. Gotta get rid of that light.
So what port are you plugging there?
This is second, when you put the shifter in manual 2, this oil comes down here. So with this, normally it's going to come down and it's going to go in this cavity here. This would go down in this cavity right here. So that would turn lockup off.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to make it that lockup stays on. Then this here oil is just going to go here. See, right now, this oil here goes here like this here, it comes over here, goes there, across this valve, and now it's all blocked off over here. So it's not going to bother this shit here. That's why we had to drill this hole here, because we're eliminating this circuit. Because this here would come up and go there, see? That cavity there would go into there and let that valve push up. But because we're going to make this thing, you're going to have overdrive on. See what happened? See what happened when you made it overdrive? This got blocked.
Yeah.
So this here doesn't have anything going across it. It has this here. This side here now is open. This is open to exhaust. See?
Oh yeah.
See there? Now it's open to exhaust there. And it's how it switches. Like that, when it's down, this goes across and up here and here to there. But when it's like that, now it's shut off here and this here is open. So there's nothing going to push that up. So we're going to push that up. So you got two speeds. You got a 3-speed and a 2-speed now.
Yeah.
So you can do whatever you want
So you can.
with it.
Yeah.
So that's why we had to do that there. You got to get rid of that light though. You can't have no light. We can test over the oil. So that there, well, we're sealing this cavity off over here.
Yeah.
We're not worried about this. See this is open right here a little bit.
Yeah.
That is open a little bit, but I like it open a lot. You put those guides in there, those pins in there, and they come out of the transfer shift kit. And if you put them in there, then that will make sure that your screw doesn't thread. So you don't line your plate up. When you put these 2 screws through, you'll be threading the plate. Windows open here. And make sure when that valve's stroked against that this window's open. If that window's open there, it is open.
I have another question about the pressure thing. Let's say on a regular valve body that's not a full manual valve body, and the guy's pushing a little bit of horsepower, but nothing too much. How many turns do you turn this usually?
The factory pressure regulator spring, you can adjust it to a 5/16 bolt fits in here and 2 more turns. You gotta take the 5/16 bolt and put it in here screw that till it fits, and then 2 more turns. That's the maximum on a factory spring. On this spring, this is the superior spring, you can go to the 5/16 bolt. And we're feeding TV right into there. This is still blocked, but that's not working. Okay, so we got this spring in there because you can't use the factory spring. You got to put like 12 pounds of spring in here to make it work. We got a ball there, so that keeps the accumulator full of oil on this side pushing up to give it more resistance. And then we have to do this here. So take that out. Make sure it's free. And that'll stop any pressure from reacting on this here. So you take a torque flight and you make it make too much oil pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Makes too much oil pressure in the throttle section, it'll stop shifting. So we have to make sure that it's going to shift. So we have to reduce, get all that oil off the backside.
Mm.
Okay, so we got T3 spring, we got that knocked out. This is free. We have a hole here. All this is all shut off.
Mm-hmm.
So we're feeding it right here. We're feeding it line pressure right through here. So we're putting this is line pressure.
Mm.
And this, we're feeding that right to TV. But you would just do what we did there.
So the other one, you put a different valve in here?
That's set up there
Oh, okay.
in the other one. Because it doesn't matter as long as it gets pressure over there.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that you don't want is you don't want the pressure from here coming through here, and it's not going to come through here. Coming through here, go into this hole here, because that could, it shouldn't, but it may make too much resistance.
Mm.
That it doesn't shift it there when you move the lever right away. As long as this is open to exhaust, this will, when you could do, the oil's going to come in and just pop this valve and it's just going to slam down.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need this one because there's no hole here.
Mm-hmm.
So you can leave that one out. This one here, because you don't want it too crazy, we'll put that ball there. So,
And if I want it to shift really hard, I just take that ball out.
So when you turn overdrive on, it's going to boost the oil pressure. So if you see a black dot here,
Mm-hmm.
that's blown out. I don't know if you've looked at that
No, I haven't.
or experienced when you get them that they don't read governor pressure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen that before, yeah.
You take this off and you'll see there'll be a black dot there,
On that circuit board.
right there.
Yeah.
You didn't wash these screws. There's something against washing screws. You putting a deep pan on this?
Yeah, I think there's a deep pan in that cart.
We're not going to eat until that we're done. You want me to half-ass test it? See it work?
Sure. Just put her on the test bench.
Well, all these light bulbs used to work.
Mm. She's on there.
Tighten that bolt and this bolt first.
Yeah.
That aligns the valve body. And then you put your arm on it and make sure it's nice and free. Or you take a screwdriver and bump the manual valve that you see the spring pushes it back. Otherwise, it can be in a bind.
Tighten those two and then make sure this moves. Yep, we're good. Torque it down to 11 foot-pounds. I just gotta tighten this down and then we gotta just get our converter built, and then other than that, she's done. Ready to party.
I had a truck that had that in it, but I don't have it anymore, so I can look and see where it's at.
So we are now to the point where we're going to build the 48 converter for my truck. And so here we have the billet Suncoast piston and the billet stator and billet lockup apply piston that Suncoast all makes in-house here. So this is really cool. So Seth's going to walk us through here how this all goes together and how it works. For stator wise,
it's the Suncoast 22. It's about a 22 to 2400 stall stator. We have the upgraded billet turbine spline for your 35 spline
Yep.
transmission. So when we're assembling a torque converter, you want to make sure that all your components are blown out. So if you want to take this and blow out the pieces. So we start with the turbine when we're building our torque converters. You'll put a bearing down, a Torrington bearing, and you want to make sure that it's well lubricated. And then we'll put the stator. And then give it a nice spin, make sure there's no interactions.
Yep.
And we like to check stator clearance by feel. As long as it's moving, rocking, no interactions, we're good to go.
Mhm.
We'll put another bearing on.
and so this stator is what will actually change the stall of your converter depending on how these fins are.
Correctly, the blade count and blade angle.
Blade count and blade angle. Okay, yeah.
Yep. And your pump also plays a critical role in your stall speed. Stator does more of that, but
Mhm.
you can modify the angle of the fins. You can see there, we'll call this more of an efficient pump, so it's tighter.
Mhm.
So the more up and down, we'd be neutral, and then when we bend them the other direction, that'd be loose. So this
Yeah.
would be we'd bend them completely as far left as possible to achieve the highest stall.
Okay.
Less efficient, higher stall.
Yeah.
And then you go ahead and put the pump on. Like to give it a good spin too.
Yeah.
And then we do the same thing we would do with the stator. Make sure there's good turbine clearance. Flip it over. There's the metal retaining spring right here. We'll put that on first.
This guy?
Yep. Right there. And then we'll grab one of the green Teflon seals. And I like to coil them up so they fit a little bit better, and we want the grooves to be pointed down when we put it on. Just coil it up a little bit. It helps seat the piston when you're putting it on.
Grooves down.
Yep. Yep. And we'll grab the piston.
Got to put your input steel on. Just until the bottom's out.
Yeah.
Lockup piston. So, what is the difference on these according to some of the other pistons out there from other companies?
Other pistons, it's just we use a proprietary clutch system. Our teeth on our clutches only put our pistons. The dampeners, a lot of companies use the factory dampeners, which this is a factory dampener, but they are upgraded in the spring rates, so it can handle a little bit more torque.
Okay, cool.
And then we fully disassemble every dampener. Once we get it out of the factory unit, it'll be disassembled, cleaned, and processed. And then we'll get our welder to weld together the dampener, and then we'll send it to the CNC shop to dry drill to ensure that it will fit every single piston.
Okay.
Next, we have our lockup clutches. We're going to put the single side, the one on the bottom, down the clutch facing the piston. And that's any direction you put it on.
So this acts as a triple disc.
Correct. So we have 3 friction wafers there. So this one is a dual-sided steel. So you have friction, and then a single-sided friction. So a lot of people like to say it's a dual disc, but there's 3 friction surfaces, so it's triple disc.
Yeah.
From here, we'll take that, under that green hammer, the thrust washer, put it in the center. And then we'll grab our clearance gauge right up there above the calipers.
This guy?
Yep. And this is how we measure our clutch clearance. Typically, we're trying to get between 15 and 20 thousandths clutch clearance. And after doing it for so long, you can kind of feel that when you're building them. And now the fun part that a lot of people have a hard time doing, we'll put the cover on the converter.
Oh, because this is splined on the outside.
Watch your fingers out. Yep. And then you'll feel it drop down, so it's like a weird.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. You got it. Yeah.
So now the converter's all together, and you just got to weld a bead around her, and it's.
The most critical step after assembling any converter is checking the overall height.
Okay.
This ensures that your in place is going to be good whenever you're going to install the converter. So we typically, with our 4748 converters, we like to see 6.65 to 6.72 at absolute max.
Okay.
Like to zero it out first. So 6.67, that is within our tolerance. So like you said, all that's left now is to put it on the welder and get it welded together.
Nice.
Press this bottom button right here for like a second and a half.
Wow.
Yep, that's good.
What's that?
Yep. So we check. We're tacking it right now.
Okay.
And I like to give it a test tack to make sure that it's nice and solid. And then you'll press this button up here, which will be an auto tack. So it'll automatically rotate the torque converter around and tack it in 8 different locations.
Okay.
And now it's going. And then once it's through tacking, it'll start automatically welding the bead all the way around it.
Okay.
Right here. Lift up the whole converter.
Oh yeah.
Take out the drive pin. As you can imagine, the converter's piping hot.
Yeah.
Please checking and balancing and panning.
And make sure the weld didn't have no leaks or anything like that.
Yeah.
Getting a flex plate as well.
Yeah. Yeah, the stock 48 flex plate won't do much.
Make it easier for me to grab it.
Yeah, while it's up here, it gives us the chance to check the internal clearance as well. Make sure that the shaft spins freely, where your clutches aren't compressed,
Yeah.
where it's acting like it's in lockup. It is actually.
Oh yeah. Spins
good,
nice.
right?
Spins nice and freely.
Yeah, yeah. That's how you want it. Get the balance there. We test all of them at 400 RPM.
400 RPM. Okay. Oh.
Where the reflector's lining up.
Okay.
So that's where it's kind of showing you where to put the weight.
Okay.
So we kind of got it set. Since it kind of was moving a little bit back and forth, we'll kind of put it in between where it was.
Okay.
Now we'll re-weight and see what it gives us.
And at this point, your converter is balanced.
Clean that off. Drive.
And now the converter's done.
Yep. Now we'll put this magnet strip on it.
Okay.
We don't want to paint, obviously, the billet.
Yeah.
We'll keep it nice and pretty. Yeah. Yeah. Always. Protect the paint.
Yep.
Box it.
Yeah, those things are heavy.
Yeah.
That's it. So now this is going to get shipped to us in Canada, and then we'll put her in the truck and see if we can't smoke some tires with it.
Oh man, right on. We're gonna smoke them right off. No worries.
Oh yeah, can't wait.